Many of you know the nickel as the 5-cent piece in the United States. However, it used to be the half dime. But why did the half dime disappear and why was it replaced by the nickel? Find out in Coin History, Episode 7. History of the nickel. Minted from 1794 to present. After the US declared independence and the country was looking to establish a national currency, the Coinage Act of 1792 was passed, allowing mintage of coinage of various denominations, including the half cent, cent, half dime, quarter, half dollar, quarter eagle, half eagle, and the eagle. The first 5-cent piece to enter production was the flowing hair half dime. Designed by Robert Scott, it features liberty on the obverse, the front of the coin, and an eagle on the reverse. Beginning mintage in 1794, the term half dime was used before the term nickel was used to describe 5-cent pieces. The coin was composed of silver and is the smallest coin ever produced by the US Mint to this very day, weighing only 1.35 grams with a diameter of 16.5 millimeters, being 1.5 millimeters smaller than our current dime, which sits at 18 millimeters. Following that, the drape bust half dime began mintage in 1796. It was based on the drape bust design by Gilbert Stuart and was used on various other coinage. Although the obverse was originally struck with 15 stars, representing the 15 states at the time, it was increased to 16 stars with the addition of Tennessee, as well as 13 stars once the realization was made that the increasing amount of stars would not be able to fit on the coinage as the country grew. During 1798 and 1799, no half dimes were produced. However, when production resumed in 1800, the reverse design was changed from the small eagle to the larger heraldic eagle design. However, after 1805, the half dime would seemingly disappear from the mints. In fact, over 20 years would pass until the half dime would return. Finally, in 1829, 24 years after the last half dime was minted, production resumed. It was engraved by William Neese and based off John Riche's capped bust design, which was once again used on various other coinage. However, there was turmoil in the mint at that time as well. Rumors speculate that Robert Scott, the designer of the previous half dime, was jealous that John Riche's design was replacing his, which would cause Riche to resign in 1817, leaving William Neese the job to modify Riche's design, rather than Riche engraving it himself as he would have in the past. The next and final half dime would be produced in 1837 and be the seated Liberty half dime. This coin was designed by Christian Gober, with the obverse showing Lady Liberty holding a shield and the reverse showing a wreath. It was the longest running half dime design, lasting nearly 40 years. There were many modifications to this coin during its minting years as well. These changes included added stars, added arrows, the removal of these arrows, and the words United States being moved to the front of the coin. However, in 1865 something would occur that would be the end of the half dime. That would be the nickel. While the half dime was still in production, James B. Longacre was designing the shield nickel. Beginning production in 1866, it had a composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel. Originally, the reverse featured rays along with the stars, but they were removed after only 1 year to make minting the coins easier. It was extremely controversial when it was first minted, since many people thought it was ugly and even fake, not knowing that the design change had occurred. Except for special collector proof coins, no nickels were minted in 1877 and 1878, and this problematic coin would soon be changed. The Liberty Head nickel, also known as the V nickel, began mintage in 1883. This coin was designed by Charles Barber. When these coins were first minted, they were missing the word cents on the back, causing some to paint them gold and pass them off as $5 gold pieces due to their extremely similar size. Although no 1913 V-nickels were supposed to be minted, a few were, with only 5 known 1913 Liberty Head nickels in existence, being one of the rarest coins in existence. The final nickel before Jefferson would appear on the surface would be the Buffalo nickel. Since Theodore Roosevelt was unhappy with the artistry of the country's coins, he called for redesigns to be made. So, James Earl Fraser would design the Buffalo nickel. However, the life of the die used to strike the coin was very poor, which caused a Type 2 of the coin to be produced with a variety of small changes, all which actually ended up shortening the coin's life. Today, the date on many Buffalo nickels is completely worn away. The coin wasn't very well received despite its iconic state today. After the mandatory 25 years of mintage, the coin would stop production. Now to a design many of us are very familiar with, the Jefferson nickel. This coin was designed by Felix Schlag. Starting in 1938, it was the first coin to feature Thomas Jefferson as well as the Monticello reverse, which is still used on our nickels to this very day. The mint mark is located right of Monticello on these early coins. However, in 1942, the coin's composition was changed from 75% copper and 25% nickel to 56% copper, 35% silver, and 9% manganese, since the material nickel was very valuable during the war. These nickels also tend to get darker over time. The mint mark position also changed to above Monticello on these war nickels. However, the coin would revert to its original design and composition in 1946 following the war, with the design lasting all the way until 2003. Next is the Westward Journey nickels, which were minted from 2004 to 2005 and were made to honor the 200th anniversary of the Lewis and Clark expedition. In 2004, the first variety was designed by Norman E. Namath and depicts the design of an Indian peace medal, and variety 2, designed by Alfred Maletsky, pictures a keelboat used during the expedition. This would be the last time that Felix Schlag's obverse design would be used on a nickel. In 2005, Joe Fitzgerald's obverse design would be introduced, being based on Jean-Antoine Houdon's bust of Jefferson. 2 additional varieties were introduced, first being designed by Jamie Franke and featuring a bison, and a second variety which used a quote from William Clark and an engraving of the view he saw. Today, the nickels being minted in the United States are the redesigned Jefferson nickels, which began mintage in 2006. The obverse now features Jefferson looking forward instead of backwards, symbolizing his vision for forward growth in the country. The reverse once again features Monticello and is what we use to this very day. If you liked the video, consider liking and subscribing, and commenting what you'd like to see next. Thank you for watching.